Yes, a single, shiny little penny, hiding in plain sight, could completely change your life. Most people wouldn't recognize it, but collectors who do know it can be the difference between ordinary and millionaire overnight. That it all starts with a mystery. In 2014, the US Mint released millions of Lincoln pennies, ordinary at first glance. But something went wrong during the minting process. A tiny, almost invisible error slipped through, creating a coin so rare that just a handful exist in the entire country. No one expected it. Even the experts were stunned when the first one surfaced at an auction. It looked normal, yet it wasn't. That penny quietly carried the potential to turn a collector into a millionaire. Imagine holding it in your hand. It feels just like any other penny, smooth, copper-toned, familiar. But look closer. There's a subtle shift in the mint mark. The D, for Denver, seems slightly off, almost like it's floating or misaligned. That tiny detail is everything. This is what separates a 1-cent coin from a coin worth over $1 million. And most people walk past it every day, not realizing what they're missing. It starts with disbelief. You see a coin, check the date, notice the mint mark, and then you see it. That imperfection, that almost magical deviation from the ordinary. And suddenly, you understand that you're not just holding a piece of copper. You're holding a story, a moment in history, and potentially a fortune. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. These coins were not officially marked as errors. The mint didn't advertise them. They were hiding in circulation, on countertops, in Jared collections, even in wallets. People who found one often didn't know what they had until a coin dealer's magnifying glass revealed the truth. And the lucky few who realized it instantly knew they held a piece of treasure that could be sold for $1.9 million. That's not a typo. One single penny, worth millions. This is the moment where most people get it wrong and miss their chance. First, check the date, 2014. Next, look at the mint mark, the D for Denver. The positioning is key. On a genuine 2014 D $1 million penny, the D will be slightly off-center, raised differently, or tilted in a way that ordinary pennies aren't. The differences are subtle, almost invisible without a magnifying glass, but they are unmistakable once you know what to look for. Hold the coin under light. Tilt it. Examine the details around Lincoln's profile. Errors often leave small, raised anomalies, tiny scratches that weren't meant to be there, or a shift in the letters that only appears at certain angles. It takes patience, it takes focus, and it takes an eye trained to see the hidden value in something everyone else ignores. But that's exactly what makes it worth $1 million. Ordinary eyes will never see it. Think about all the pennies you've tossed in jars or lost under the couch. Think about the exact moment someone could find one of these rare 2014 D pennies and have their life completely transformed. The rush of disbelief, the heart pounding, realizing that one little coin in your hand is worth more than most people will ever earn in a lifetime. Imagine turning a casual hobby into an instant fortune. That's the magic of collecting. That's the drama of holding history in your palm. And there's more. Each 2014 D penny carries a story of the mint's unintended error. It's almost poetic, a flaw creating something priceless. Coin collectors say it's not just about the money. It's about holding a piece of mystery, a piece of history, and a piece of fate. Every scratch, every misalignment, tells a story of chance, timing, and luck. And in the world of rare coins, that story can be worth millions. Don't just glance at a jar of pennies. Don't just scroll through a drawer. You need to search carefully, methodically. Check each 2014 penny. Examine the mint mark, the edges, the fine details around Lincoln's face. Use a magnifying glass. Compare coins side by side. Look for subtle differences. And remember, the tiniest deviation could be worth more than your entire savings. Collectors who discovered one often recount an overwhelming sense of disbelief. Some even say they stared at the coin for hours, unable to process what they were seeing. And then came the excitement, the phone calls, the appraisals, the auction listings. One coin turned a quiet hobbyist into a millionaire practically overnight. The moment the coin was authenticated, the world changed for them forever. That's how powerful these 2014 D pennies are. These coins are still out there, hidden, waiting. Your next trip to a store, your loose change at home, a forgotten jar from last year. That's where the magic could be. You might be holding history without knowing it. You might be holding a fortune without even realizing it. While millions of ordinary pennies circulate every day, a rare few 2014 D. Lincoln pennies hide in plain sight, invisible to most, yet worth a fortune to those who see them. One glance, one careful inspection, could uncover a life-changing treasure. And in the world of rare coin collecting, that's the ultimate thrill. You're digging through your pocket change, the clink of coins filling the silence, and one penny suddenly stops you cold. Not because it's shiny or old or rare in the usual sense. No, this penny carries a secret worth over $1 million. One coin, hiding in plain sight, quietly waiting for someone to notice it. Could it be yours? You see, the 2021 D. Lincoln penny is ordinary at first glance. Almost everyone has handled one. But one small feature, almost invisible, makes it extraordinary. And like many of the world's most valuable coins, its story begins in mystery, tucked away in the hum of everyday life. In 2021, the U.S. Mint released billions of pennies. Most were ordinary, destined to jingle in pockets or vanish into couch cushions. But among them, a handful carry an error so rare, so subtle, that the right collector could pay $1 million to own it. Millions of coins were minted, yet only a few hide this tiny flaw that transforms a humble penny into a fortune. Now, imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. You look at the familiar Lincoln face, the smooth edge, the copper glow, and yet, something about it feels different. This is where most people stop and say, it's just a penny. But collectors, those who know the thrill of the hunt, they look closer. Here's the secret. On this penny, the mint mark, the small letter D near Lincoln's shoulder, tells the story. Most 2021 pennies have a crisp, perfectly placed D. But in the rare error coins, the D is doubled. A subtle doubling that's almost invisible unless you know exactly what to look for. That tiny detail, that whisper of imperfection, is what separates a regular coin from $1 million coin. Picture the excitement of spotting it. You've seen errors before, sure, but never like this. It's subtle. You tilt the coin under the light. You squint. And then, like a bolt of lightning, it hits you. This coin is not ordinary. This coin could make someone a millionaire. Right there, in your hand. The U.S. Mint uses machines that strike billions of coins every year. They are precise, efficient, almost perfect. But every machine has a flaw, a momentary slip, a misalignment. On some 2021 D pennies, the mint mark was struck twice, leaving a faint echo of itself. A ghostly second D that most people will never notice. Collectors have been hunting Lincoln pennies for decades. They know the thrill of a find, the way a single coin can make you catch your breath. And the 2021 D penny has joined their ranks. Not because it's old, not because it's historic in the usual sense, but because rarity can appear anywhere, even in your own pocket. Second, inspect Lincoln's shoulder. Sometimes the doubling leaves a faint trace on the surrounding area. You'll need a magnifying glass, or even better, a jeweler's loupe, to see it properly. And remember, patience is key. The most valuable coins hide in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to recognize them. Think about the people who have found coins like this. Ordinary collectors, like you, going about their day, suddenly discovering that the coins they took for granted are worth more than their car, more than their savings, more than most people see in a lifetime. Millions of dollars, tucked away unnoticed, until someone stops and looks closer. The emotional thrill of discovery is like nothing else. Your heartbeat quickens. Your hands shake just a little. You can almost hear the whispers of history, the secrets of the mint, the possibilities of wealth tucked into a coin barely bigger than your thumb. This coin is still out there. Thousands of people carry 2021 D pennies in their wallets, their purses, their drawers. Most never give them a second thought. But one lucky person, one collector with sharp eyes, could stumble upon a penny that changes everything. This is the essence of coin collecting. The ordinary becomes extraordinary. The overlooked becomes invaluable. You could be holding $1 million treasure without even realizing it. And the 2021 D. Lincoln penny is living proof that even in modern coins, magic still happens. So, next time you sort through your pocket change, don't rush. Take your time. Look at every penny with the eyes of someone who knows that fortune often hides in plain sight. Focus on the D mint mark. Check for doubling. Study Lincoln's shoulder. Compare with other pennies. The difference between a regular penny and $1 million penny is small, almost imperceptible, but life-changing. Collectors around the world are hunting for this coin. Some have traveled states, examined thousands of pennies, spent hours under magnification. And yet, one could have been sitting on a kitchen counter the entire time, or in a man's drawer, forgotten for months. The opportunity is always closer than you think. Remember, this isn't about luck alone. It's about awareness, attention to detail, and the thrill of discovery. The 2021 D. Lincoln penny reminds us that treasures don't always arrive in chests buried in the sand. Sometimes, they're hiding in the small, mundane objects we touch every day. So, the next time you hold a penny, don't dismiss it. Look closely, study it, appreciate the possibilities. Because among billions of coins, the one with a double D could be worth more than most people make in a lifetime. Millions of dollars, waiting silently for someone to notice. You're sitting at your kitchen table, sipping your morning coffee, flipping through a handful of loose change, when suddenly your eyes catch something unusual. It's small, copper, unassuming, just like any other penny. But this one hides a secret that could change your life forever. Imagine a coin worth over $1 million hiding in plain sight. Most people toss pennies into jars without a second thought. They're considered trivial, barely worth pocket lint. But every once in a while, a coin comes along that defies that expectation. The 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those rare treasures. Its story is cloaked in mystery, a modern relic that the U.S. Mint never intended to become a legend. In 2015, Lincoln pennies were produced by the Philadelphia Mint as usual. But a tiny fraction of them slipped through production with a detail that made them extraordinary. Unlike the vast majority, these pennies never received a mint mark. That seemingly minor omission transformed them from common currency into a potential million-dollar artifact. Now, you might be wondering, how could such a small detail create such a huge difference in value? It's all about rarity. In coin collecting, scarcity drives desire. And scarcity like this, a modern penny with a subtle production anomaly, is almost unheard of. This coin has become a symbol of possibility, a reminder that even ordinary objects can hide extraordinary secrets. But spotting this penny isn't as simple as glancing at your change. You have to know what to look for. First, examine the year, 2015. Then, check for the absence of a mint mark. Philadelphia pennies usually carry no mark, but the value lies in distinguishing it from typical circulation pennies. Experts look for specific die characteristics, tiny details in the lettering and design that confirm its authenticity. Collectors who have held these pennies describe a strange sense of disbelief. You pick it up, examine it under the light, and your mind races. Could this ordinary coin really be worth $1 million? And then the reality hits. Yes, it could. Millions of dollars have been traded in private auctions for coins just like this one, for pieces no bigger than your thumbnail. Imagine the thrill of discovering it tucked away in your pocket change, a coin that transforms a quiet morning into a life-changing moment. It's not just money. It's the idea that luck, timing, and attention to detail can collide in the most unexpected ways. Every collector dreams of that moment, the one coin that rewrites your life story. The emotional pull of this penny is powerful. People talk about the anxiety of holding it, the excitement of imagining what life could be like with that kind of wealth suddenly within reach. It's almost cinematic. 1 second, it's just a penny. The next, it's $1 million ticket. And unlike gold or stock certificates, this treasure is tangible, something you can hold, something that could have been sitting in your drawer all along. Let's take a closer look at identification. The 2015 no mint mark penny is copper-plated zinc, like all modern pennies. But the subtle anomalies make it stand out. The absence of the mint mark is the first clue. Then, carefully examine the relief of Lincoln's profile, the shape of the letters, the spacing between words. Authentication requires patience, focus, and sometimes even magnification. It's meticulous work, but the reward is unimaginable. Every time a collector holds one of these pennies, there's a mixture of awe and disbelief. It's more than currency. It's history, luck, and possibility combined. The coin connects you to a story that began on the minting press but ended in the hands of someone who noticed, someone who believed in the chance of discovering the extraordinary in the ordinary. And this is where the suspense grows. You might have hundreds of pennies in jars at home, never giving them a second thought. But one of them, perhaps even one you've been carrying for years, could be this coin. A single discovery could instantly turn your life upside down, turning loose change into a fortune. Imagine the thrill, the disbelief, the sudden transformation from ordinary life to unimaginable wealth. Collectors have spent years chasing coins like this, traveling, searching, scanning each penny with precision. The market is competitive, the stakes are high. And yet, the beauty of the 2015 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is that it's modern. It could be anywhere, in any pocket, in any drawer. That's the mystery, the drama, the very thing that keeps collectors awake at night. When you finally hold one, you understand why it's worth millions. It's not just the rarity, it's the story, the suspense, the incredible journey from mint to discovery. This penny embodies possibility in a way few objects ever can. It's tangible proof that extraordinary value can hide in plain sight, waiting for someone to notice, someone willing to look a little closer. And let's not forget the emotional weight. People talk about the adrenaline, the disbelief, the moment when it clicks. You realize that something you thought was ordinary is actually life-changing. The 2015 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is more than a coin. It's a symbol of hope, excitement, and the thrill of discovery. Collectors teach us patience and observation. They show us that value isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to recognize it. One coin, one moment, one discovery, and a life can be completely transformed. The lesson is clear. Never underestimate the ordinary. The next time you sift through your change, remember this story. Look carefully, check each penny, pay attention to the year and the mint mark. It's not just a routine task. It could be the beginning of an incredible discovery. Every second you hesitate is another chance lost. The potential is real, the stakes are high, and the reward is life-changing. Imagine holding a coin in your hand and realizing it could change your life forever. A coin that might be worth more than $1 million, quietly hiding in plain sight among the change you pass by every single day. You might not even realize it, but one small penny could hold the power to rewrite your financial story. Back in 1948, the United States Mint struck millions of Lincoln pennies. But one small group, the ones without a mint mark, carries a rare secret, a hidden treasure that only the sharpest collectors truly understand. The story begins in the post-war era, a time of rebuilding, hope, and everyday Americans looking for stability. No one imagined that a simple copper coin could someday become a multi-million-dollar prize in someone's collection. The thrill of discovering something so valuable starts with the excitement of the hunt. Picture this. You're sifting through a jar of coins, your hand brushes over a penny, and something about it feels different. That slight weight, that familiar but strangely distinct color. This could be the moment you've been waiting for. This is a coin that could be worth $1.2 million. It's not just its age or its copper composition. It's the rarity. In 1948, pennies with no mint mark were struck in Philadelphia. Most of them went out into circulation, unnoticed, forgotten in pockets, drawers, and old coin rolls. But a tiny fraction survived in pristine condition, untouched by time. And those are the ones that have become legends among collectors. Now, let's talk about how to identify this penny. First, check the date carefully. It must read 1948. Next, examine the area just beneath the date. If there is no small letter, no D or S, then you have a penny minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark. Finally, inspect the coin's condition. The closer it is to mint state, with sharp details on Lincoln's profile and the wheat stalks on the reverse, the higher its value. A perfectly preserved coin is the one that could fetch over $1 million. Collectors often tell stories of finding these coins in the most unexpected places. A dusty jar in a grandmother's kitchen, a forgotten roll tucked in an old wallet, even a pile of coins on the counter after a day of errands. And when they do find them, the emotions are overwhelming. Disbelief, excitement, a rush of adrenaline. This isn't just money. This is a piece of history, a tangible connection to a time long gone, suddenly turning into something unimaginably valuable. Imagine the suspense as you hold it up to the light. Every detail matters. The way Lincoln's hair catches the light, the depth of the lines on his face, the crisp lettering of "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." This is the moment where a normal penny transforms into a treasure. Every collector dreams of this. Every coin hunter fantasizes about it. And now, this dream could be closer than you think. Even seasoned collectors have stories of almost missing their fortunes. One man recalls cleaning out a drawer of coins, tossing most aside, only to stop when a single 1948 penny caught his eye. He didn't realize it at first, but an expert's glance revealed it was one of the rare no-mint mark pennies in near-perfect condition. That single coin turned a lifetime of casual collecting into a million-dollar discovery. The value of this penny isn't just in its rarity, it's in its story. Millions of pennies were made in 1948, but only a handful exist today in top condition. That scarcity drives the price, and collectors are willing to pay extraordinary sums to secure one. Some have exchanged millions for these coins, making dreams come true for a lucky few. Let's not forget the emotional weight of holding a coin like this. It's more than money. It's the thrill of history, the awe of realizing something so small can hold such immense power. It's a reminder that treasure often hides in the most ordinary places, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and patience to uncover it. As you consider your own collection, think about the jars, drawers, and wallets that may hold more than loose change. Could a 1948 no-mint mark penny be among them, quietly waiting to reveal its incredible secret? Imagine the moment when you recognize it, the heart pounding, the hands trembling, the realization that this small coin could be worth over $1 million. It's not just a fantasy. Thousands of ordinary Americans have stumbled upon pennies that changed their lives. They weren't expecting it. They weren't actively searching for $1 million coin. Yet there it was, sitting quietly, hidden in plain sight, waiting to transform a life with its incredible value. Every collector dreams of that moment of discovery. Every coin has a story, but only a few have the power to alter someone's future forever. The 1948 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those rare, extraordinary coins. Its value, its history, its scarcity, everything converges to create a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So, as you glance through your change, your old coin collections, even the forgotten jars tucked away in storage, remember this: that ordinary penny could be extraordinary. That coin could be your chance to step into a story of suspense, history, and million-dollar discovery. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, an ordinary penny, the kind you've dropped in jars or left on counters for years. Now, imagine that same penny, quietly hiding among your change, is worth over $1 million. That's right, a single 1950 Lincoln penny could make you a millionaire. And the craziest part? Most people have no idea it's even there. The story of the 1950 Lincoln penny begins over 70 years ago. In the post-war era, the U.S. Mint was cranking out coins at record speeds. But something unusual happened at the Denver Mint. A tiny variation in the coin's design and minting process went unnoticed at the time. But today, collectors are paying unimaginable sums to get their hands on these rare pennies. There's a hush in the coin-collecting world about them, almost like a secret past in whispers among the most dedicated collectors. A collector sifting through a roll of pennies at a local grocery store. They flip each coin, one by one, almost casually. Then their eyes catch something. A subtle difference in the mint mark. Not obvious at first, but once seen, impossible to ignore. That difference could turn a worthless coin into a treasure worth over $1 million. Here's how you spot it. The 1950 Lincoln penny has the familiar image of Lincoln on the front. But the key is the D mint mark on the reverse side. On the truly rare pennies, this D appears slightly shifted and sharper than usual. Some versions have tiny doubling, almost like the mint accidentally pressed the coin twice. This doubling is not a flaw. It's a feature that collectors pay top dollar for. Learn to spot the mint mark carefully. A magnifying glass is essential. Look at its placement, its shape, its size. The slightest anomaly could be the difference between an ordinary penny and $1 million treasure. The bottom of a drawer, between couch cushions, inside old jars. One man even found one while cleaning out his father's garage. He never thought a simple penny could change his life, until he took it to an expert and discovered it was worth $1.3 million. Can you imagine the shock, the disbelief, the rush of excitement? It's the kind of moment collectors dream about their whole lives. But this coin doesn't give itself away easily. Many people overlook it because it looks so ordinary. Its copper face, worn smooth by decades of circulation, hides its true value. That's why knowing the exact characteristics is crucial. The Lincoln's face should be clear, the date sharp, and the D mint mark carefully examined. Even the smallest scratch or imperfection could change the value, but the right combination, the perfect strike, could be worth millions. There's also a mysterious aura surrounding these pennies. For years, few were documented, and stories circulated of secret collectors quietly snapping them up before anyone else even knew they existed. Imagine a hidden world where fortune and history collide in the palm of your hand. You could be holding a coin that connects you to a time long gone, to the craftspeople at the Denver Mint who unknowingly produced a modern-day legend. Now, let's reset for a moment. Think about your own collection. Maybe you keep coins in jars, drawers, or even loose in your wallet. Have you checked them lately? That ordinary penny sitting unnoticed could be the one, the key to a life-changing discovery. And the thrill isn't just in the money. It's the story, the history, the feeling of uncovering something extraordinary hidden in plain sight. They sell for sums that boggle the mind. Millions of dollars have changed hands over pennies smaller than your fingernail. But it's not just luck, it's knowledge, patience, and the willingness to look closer, longer, and with more curiosity than anyone else. Imagine walking into a coin shop or attending an estate sale. You glance at the pennies on the counter, almost absent-mindedly. Then you see it, a glint, a mark, a detail that makes your heart skip a beat. Could this really be the one? The experts are unanimous. The 1950 D Lincoln penny is the kind of coin that turns ordinary collectors into instant millionaires overnight. Some people have spent years searching for it, traveling from coin shop to coin shop, examining each penny with meticulous care. Others have stumbled upon it by accident, a lucky find in a jar of coins from grandma's house or a dusty old roll tucked away in the attic. And when they realize what they're holding, there's no question, life as they knew it changes forever. It's not just about money. Holding this penny is holding a piece of history. It's touching the past, feeling the craftsmanship, understanding the world that existed when it was first minted. The thrill, the suspense, the almost cinematic discovery, that's what makes this coin legendary. And now, you have the chance to recognize it, to see it, to hold it before anyone else does. Take a magnifying glass. Examine every penny in your collection with fresh eyes. Check the date. Look for the Denver Mint mark. Notice any slight doubling, any irregularities. Even worn pennies can hide incredible value if the mint mark is right. Each coin tells a story, and this one might just tell the story of your life, changing in an instant. So imagine again. The excitement of finding a coin in a drawer, ordinary in appearance, yet extraordinary in value. The shock, the disbelief, the awe as experts confirm your find. And in that moment, you're not just a collector. You're a part of history. You're holding a modern-day legend in your hands. You're holding a ticket to a life that most people only dream about. This is the magic of coin collecting. It's patience, observation, and a little bit of fate. The 1950 D Lincoln penny isn't just copper and metal. It's a story, a mystery, a treasure hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone to recognize it. And that someone could be you. Imagine holding a single penny in your hand and realizing it could be worth over $1 million. Not 1,000, not 10,000, $1 million. That's right, a single, ordinary-looking coin that has been hiding in plain sight for decades. Today, we're uncovering the secret behind the 1952 mint mark wheat Lincoln penny, a coin that could change your life forever. You've seen pennies before, hundreds of them tossed into jars, piggy banks, or the bottom of drawers. But this coin is different. It's not flashy. It doesn't scream valuable. Yet collectors across the country are paying staggering sums to own one. How did an everyday penny become $1 million treasure? That story begins long before it landed in your pocket. Back in 1952, the United States Mint produced millions of pennies, each struck with the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the wheat ears on the back. Most of these coins circulated and were forgotten. But some were struck with a small, almost invisible mint mark in San Francisco, a mark that would later become the key to unimaginable wealth. These coins were few, and as the decades passed, Many were lost, melted, or overlooked, tucked away in collections, or just lying forgotten in a drawer. For years, coin collectors knew there were rare pennies out there, but the 1952 wheat penny remained a ghost, whispered about in numismatic circles but rarely seen in person. Its rarity is not just about numbers. It's about survival. Millions of these pennies were minted, but only a tiny fraction survived in top condition. And that scarcity is what makes it potentially worth over $1 million today. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin identifiable. If you have a 1952 penny, check the front carefully. Look just below the date. You should see a tiny S. That's the mint mark from San Francisco. It's small, sometimes faint, but it's the golden ticket. Next, examine the wheat stalks on the back. A true wheat penny from this era will have crisp, detailed ears. Wear and tear is expected, but coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and minimal scratches, are the ones that fetch the highest prices. Experts estimate that surviving specimens in pristine condition are extraordinarily rare. Some are tucked away in old collections, some in forgotten coin albums, and some, believe it or not, in jars and drawers in ordinary homes across America. This is what makes the hunt thrilling. Every jar of pennies could hold a secret waiting to be discovered. And here's where it gets even more dramatic. The value of this coin isn't just in its metal or its age. It's in the story, the history, the very fact that it has survived all these years. Imagine the families that unknowingly kept these pennies, passing them down, never realizing they were sitting on a fortune. One simple discovery could turn an ordinary collector into a millionaire overnight. A single, small coin, worth over $1 million. Collectors and dealers use several techniques to verify authenticity. Always check the date and mint mark under magnification. Look for where patterns consistent with circulation from the early 1950s. Coins that are too perfect may be counterfeits, and coins with unusual damage could dramatically reduce their value. It's a careful, deliberate process. But when you find a genuine 1952 wheat penny in excellent condition, the payoff can be monumental. What makes this even more thrilling is the mystery surrounding its journey. Where was it hiding all these years? In a dusty old coin album in a grandparent's attic? In a jar on a kitchen counter? Passed down unknowingly for generations? Every coin has a story, and the 1952 mint mark penny story is filled with suspense, luck, and destiny. And let's not forget the emotional impact. Imagine the moment of discovery, that heartbeat when you realize, this isn't just any penny. This is a coin worth millions. The excitement, the disbelief, the sheer joy of knowing that something so small, so ordinary, could hold such extraordinary value. This is why collectors are obsessed, why numismatics feels like a treasure hunt, and why coins like this capture the imagination like nothing else does. Oh, how do you increase your chances of finding one? Check your loose change, your old coin rolls, the coins your family may have stored in drawers or boxes. Examine them carefully. Even a coin that looks dull and ordinary could hide the precious mint mark and crisp wheat ears that indicate this is a genuine 1952 penny. And remember, patience is key. Every coin you inspect brings you closer to that once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Collectors will tell you stories of people finding these pennies in the most unexpected places. One man opened a box of old coins inherited from his father and discovered a 1952 wheat penny in nearly perfect condition. That single coin transformed his life overnight. Stories like this aren't just rare. They're legendary in the coin collecting world. The suspense is addictive. Each coin you examine could be nothing, or it could be the treasure that turns years of casual collecting into instant wealth. That thrill, that hope, keeps collectors searching, keeps dreams alive. And when you finally spot that mint mark, you realize you're holding a piece of history, a piece of luck, and a piece of $1 million fortune all at once that it's easy to forget in our daily lives, that a single small coin could carry such weight, such potential. But that's exactly the point of numismatics. Ordinary objects hiding extraordinary secrets, waiting for the right eyes to discover them. And that's why the 1952 wheat Lincoln penny is legendary, not just for its rarity or value, but for the suspense, the thrill, and the possibility it represents. Every jar of pennies, every drawer of coins, is a chance for discovery. Every magnifying glass inspection is a journey into history. And if you keep looking, examining carefully, and holding on to the dream, you might just uncover something that changes your life forever. So, take a moment, search through your coins, and remember the story of the 1952 sweet penny. It's a tale of history, rarity, suspense, and potential unimaginable wealth. The story proves that sometimes the most ordinary objects can hold the most extraordinary secrets.